Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today's video is going to be a lot different than what the usual is. This is going to be a deck profile video. Today we are going to be doing a deck profile on one of my favorite decks. A lot of people hate it, a lot of people love it. It's nonetheless Drytron. So we're going to do this deck profile, and then I'm going to show you the same set of cards in Master Duel, some Master Duel gameplay. And then you guys can take a look at if it works for you guys, and you guys can use this obviously in the current format, and you can use this in Master Duel. Without further ado, guys, let's get into this. Okay, so like I was saying, Drytron has gone through a lot, especially with the ban list, with Ava going away. That definitely hurt the deck a lot, but definitely the resurgence of 2 Cyber Angel Benton, that's definitely going to help out the deck. So this is kind of closer to like what Drytron was at the beginning, a little bit of towards the middle, but nowhere near its prime. But we're gonna use some different cards to try to boost it as much as possible. So we're gonna start off the deck with Diviner of the Herald. So 2 copies of Diviner of the Herald are required for this. So Diviner of the Herald, it's either normal or special summon this card, and you can send 1 fairy monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard, and if you do, you increase this card's level by that monster's level until the end of this turn. And then if this card is tributed, you can special summon 1 level 2 or lower fairy monster from your hand or deck, except Diviner of the Herald. You can only use the effect once, but this is a really great searcher. Like, you can dump one of your other fairy monsters and chain it, combo it, link it off, whatever. This is really great because it's a tuner monster, and with Diviner of the Herald, you can definitely make something like Barnade of Flow. So you want 3 copies of Drytron Alpha Thuban. Now, Drytron Alpha Thuban, this card is like probably one of the cards that you want as a Drytron, a starting hand. So what happens with Drytron cards, a little bit, this card is basically like a searcher for any of your ritual monsters. So once you like special summon this from the graveyard or special summon this from your hand, you can search a ritual card, which is really great. So you could search your really strong ritual cards or your Cyber Angel Benton. You want 3 copies of Delta Altais. So Delta Altais, basically, again, if you have like a ritual card, a ritual spell, or a ritual monster in your hand, and you special summon Delta Altais, you're able to you're able to pull a card from your deck, so you're able to draw 1. So this is pretty good to extend your plays and stuff. You want 2 copies of Drytron Gamma Eltinian. So this is a really great card because again, as a Drytron monster, you can special summon this card, and it has an effect. The effect is that you can also special summon a second Drytron card from your graveyard. So pretty much, if you if you special summon this card and you have another Drytron card in your hand, and you're like you're struggling in the duel, you can really turn it around and make a link to, or you can make an XYZ it's very awesome, and it can get you out of a lot of sticky situations. One Rastabon. I only added it because it's obviously a Drytron card, and it's able to, once you special summon this card from your graveyard or your hand, you can pull a Drytron card that was banished for any reason. I have this because, you know, I've been, you know, called by the grave. You know, you're trying to start your play, or in the middle of one of your plays, somebody will call by the grave one of your Drytron monsters that you're trying to play, and with this card you're able to bring that card back if you're stuck in a sticky situation. 3 copies of Zeta. So Zeta is probably like the second best Drytron monster besides Alpha. So Zeta is pretty much the same as Alpha, but Zeta brings out spell cards. So any ritual spell card, Zeta will bring out. And we're gonna go over the spell cards in a little bit, but obviously the main Drytron spell card that you want for ritual summoning is Meteonis Drytron. So 1 copy of Vanity's Ruler. So this card right here, oh man, this card's a killer. So if you put you start off your play with this bad boy, cannot be special summoned, your opponent cannot special summon monsters. So you put this down like at the beginning, if you're like, you know, turn 1 player, this is it. Like, you know, you have this, you know, you get 2 Drytron cards, you know, tribute summon, pull this bad boy out, and pretty much, you know, they pretty much can't play Yu-Gi-Oh anymore, because most of the Yu-Gi-Oh decks in this meta is like, you know, special summoning cards, you know, fusion monsters, that's a special summon, link monsters, synchro monsters, XYZ monsters, anything coming from your graveyard or your hand that's a special, you know, this pretty much negates it all, and it's pretty much game if you put this down your first turn. So protecting spirit, Loageth. So I have this card because if this card is on the field, is destroyed by battle or a card effect, you can target 1 monster on the field. It cannot be destroyed by battle this turn. You can only use the following effects of Protecting Spirit Loageth once per turn. If an effect of a fairy monster you control is activated, you can special summon this card from your hand. So it's a free summon if, you know, you have a fairy monster, which, like, you know, your Diviner of the Herald. This is a free monster that you can special summon if it's in your hand. Now, on the other hand, I have this monster mostly specific because of its level. This and the Diviner of the Herald, when you synchro summon together, this pretty much makes Barony the floor. But just in case, it's not really a brick because you can special summon this card from your hand, and it's still a pretty powerful card, and its effects are pretty great. 2 Herald of the Orange Light. So you can send this card and 1 other fairy type monster from your hand to the graveyard and negate the activation of an effect monster your opponent controls and destroy it. So you can activate this effect during each player's turn. So basically, you know, anytime that they're trying to, any of their monsters is trying to make an effect, you can pop it. 2 Ash Blossom, because you guys know Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom is very necessary for this. I chose to use 2 because I want to go with 2 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit as well. And also, you also want to play 2 Artifact Lancias in this deck. Artifact Lancia is pretty great because, you know, you can tribute this card from your hand and face up on the field. Neither player can banish cards for the rest of this turn. You know, if anybody's trying to banish any of your cards and you call of the grave, this will help you out. And not just that, it's a fairy monster, which will definitely help you out in the long run. One copy of Drytron Meteonis Draconoids. This is a very awesome card. Obviously, it's the boss monster for Drytrons. Your opponent cannot target this card with monster effects. And if the total level of monsters used for this ritual summon are 2 or less, which are literally all the Drytron cards, this card can attack all special summon monsters your opponent controls 1 each during your opponent's turn. You can banish monsters from your graveyard whose combined attack equals 2,000 or 4,000. Then target one face-up card your opponent controls for every 2,000 attack of the total. Send that card to the graveyard. You can only use this effect once per turn. This card is freaking awesome. The fact that you can attack all special summon monsters your opponent controls with this, like 4,000 defense, like that's it, game over. One copy of Drytron Meteonis Quarantids. This is pretty similar to the last one, like maybe like the little brother of it. Pretty much this is you can use this to pop like a whole bunch of spell and trap cards. So if the total level of monsters used for this card's ritual are 2 or less, you can destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. And if this card is destroyed, you can special summon Drytron monsters from your graveyard except Meteonis Drytron, whose combined attack equals 4,000. So literally you guys can summon like 2 Drytron cards. Or I believe if Draconids is inside the graveyard, you could literally bring out Draconids. Hate it or love it. Hate it or love it. Herald of Ultimateness. This card is pretty much doesn't let your opponent play Yu-Gi-Oh. If you bring this out during the first turn, if you weren't able to bring out Vanity's Ruler and you bring this bad boy out, you can pretty much negate everything they bring out. When your opponent would special summon a monster or activate a spell, trap card, or a monster effect, you can send 1 fairy monster from your hand to the graveyard, negate the special summon or activation, and if you do, destroy that card. So this is where like Lancias come into play, where any other of the fairies come into play, the orange lights come into play. You could pop anything, any of the fairies in your hand, and pretty much negate everything. 2 copies of Cyber Angel Benton. So Cyber Angel Benton is really great because you can ritual summon this card if this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original defense in the graveyard. Yes, but what we usually use this for is to tribute it. So like, if you have a Drytron card inside your graveyard and you want to special summon, you can tribute this card to special summon a Drytron, and it activates its effect, which it can add 1 light fairy monster from your deck to your hand. So you can, search for your Diviner of the Herald, or you can search any fairy at that fact to bring to your hand. Really great card. 2 Meteonis Drytron. So a lot of people just play 1, but 2 for me is great because anytime somebody wants to banish 1 card, at least you have an extra. That's at least what I believe in. This card basically is a ritual summon for any ritual monster in your hand or graveyard. You must also tribute machine monsters from your hand or field whose attack equal or exceed the attack of the ritual monster you ritual summon. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 Drytron monster you control. It loses 1,000 attack until the end of your opponent's turn, and if it does, add this card to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn, but the fact that like you can constantly bring this card back to your hand from the graveyard, that's why a lot of people just play 1. But I play 2 because you never know if somebody wants to banish one of these from your graveyard. And then it gets hard to play Drytron if you only have 1 and it's banished. 2 makes it easier. 2 Drytron Novas. So Drytron Novas, let's say you don't have any Drytron cards in your hand. Nova will literally look for any of the Drytron monsters. The only condition is that with Nova, the monster will be destroyed at the end of the turn. But if you have Nova and you already have like a Drytron monster in your graveyard and you just need Nova to, like, you know, for fodder, then this is definitely gonna help you out, you know. 1 preparation of rights. So this is pretty much for bringing out your Cyber Angel Benton, and by any chance if you have Medionis Drytron inside your graveyard, this will bring this from your graveyard to your hand. 3 copies of Cyber Emergency. So you get to add a Drytron. Obviously this is more meant for Cyber Dragons, but you know, you can add a light machine monster, which are Drytrons, from your deck to your hand. If the activation of this card is in the owner's possession was negated by your opponent's effect and sent to the graveyard, you can discard 1 card, add this card to your hand. This is a really good searcher for Drytron. So if you don't have any Drytrons in your hand, boom, this will bring some Drytrons to your hand. 1 copy of Fafnir. So Fafnir, once you play it, you can search for a Drytron Nova or a Drytron Medionis. Really great to have. It's basically like a third of both. 2 copies of Lightning Storm. So Lightning Storm is obviously, you know, you guys can get rid of this is basically Raigeki and also a Harpy's Feather Duster in 1 card. 1 Called by the Grave, because let's get rid of some freaking cards that are being activated in the graveyard. So this is definitely what you want, and this is something that you have to look out for as well. 1 copy of Foolish Burial. So Foolish Burial sends 1 monster from your deck to your graveyard. So, you know, if you don't have any Drytron cards in your graveyard, this will bring the Drytron card to your graveyard. 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence. So I chose to use 2 only. Target face-up monster your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of this turn. If this card was set before or afterwards, you can negate all of the spells or trap effects on that column. If you control no cards, you can activate this card from your hand. So everybody pretty much knows what Infinite Impermanence is. This is really good to have also. So that's it for like your main deck. You know, you can always like substitute any of these cards. Like I said, this is just my version of it, and I'll show you guys like how to run it like on Master Duel in a little bit. So these are my extra deck cards. So I want to start off with my XYZ. So my XYZs, Zeus, obviously Zeus, you know, this guy will wipe out the board. Very mandatory on most meta decks. So 2 copies of Drytron Mu Beta Fafnir. So Mu Beta Fafnir, once you have 2 Drytron cards on the field and XYZ summon for this guy will dump another Drytron card from your deck into the graveyard. And boom, you can, you know, if you have more Drytron cards in your hand, you know, you can continue and, you know, combo off. 1 copy of Kikangashi Fucho. This card, if you're like, you know, if you are in a bad like situation, this card will bring out Zeus, and at least you'll have Zeus once this card is used. One copy of Herald of Mirage Lights. So pretty much if you send one fairy monster from your hand to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. So pretty much kind of the same thing as all of the lights. One copy of Decode Talker Extended. So I like this card. I know it's not like a lot of people play this card, but like the fact that it gains 500 attack per each monster it points to, and if for any reason one of the monsters that it was pointing to is destroyed by battle or sent to the graveyard, this card can make a second attack during each battle phase. So this card can literally, like, it's very good, I think, in my opinion. This is a new bad boy, Borderland Dragon. So this is post Ghost from the Past 2. So 3 effect monsters. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Also, neither player can target this card with monster effects. This card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. So this card is a monster, literally a monster. Really great Link 5 card. Now if you're playing with rockets, it has an additional effect, but I'm not playing with rockets, so I'm just using its first effect, and it's broken. One copy of Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess. So Bow of the Goddess, you can control one Appaloosa. The original attack of this card becomes 800 times the number of link materials used to link summon this card. Once per chain, activate a monster. If somebody activates a monster effect, you can make this card lose exactly 800 and negate the activation. Really great card. One copy of Nightmare Unicorn. So Nightmare Unicorn, you can discard one card and target one card on the field and shuffle it into the deck. If this card was co-linked when this effect was activated, you can draw one card. So this is a really great card. I like Nightmare Unicorn. Get some cards off the field. Some IP Masquerena. So this, you bring this out with 2 non-link monsters. During your opponent's main phase, you can literally immediately after this effect resolves, link summon one link monster using materials you control, including this card. If you do that, a link monster that's used this card as a material cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So it makes any of your cards immune. One copy of Relinquished Enema. So, it targets one of your, whatever it's pointing to, and it targets. It will equip it to it, and this card gains attack equal to that equipped monsters. One copy of Link Karibo. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you contribute this card. Change the opponent's monster attack to 0 until the end of this turn. So really awesome, and also it's a quick effect. Contribute one level 1 monster, special summon this card, and you can only use this effect of Link Karibo once. So level 1, a lot of level 1s because Drytrons are level 1s, but this is a bad boy, bad girl. Bronne de Fleur. Once per turn, you can target one card on the field, destroy it once while face up on the field. When a card or effect is activated, you can negate the activation, and if you do destroy that card, you can only use the previous effect of Bronne de Fleur once per turn. Once per turn during the standby phase, you can target one level 9 monster or lower in the graveyard. Return this card to the deck, to the extra deck, and you can special summon that monster. So bomb, this card is broken. And technically 2 copies of Herald of the Arc Light right now. For some reason I couldn't find my second copy, but I do use 2 copies for this. And then this pretty much with Diviner the Herald, if you dump this into the graveyard, you can literally bring a ritual monster or a ritual spell from your deck to your hand, so it searches your Benten or any of the other ritual Drytron monsters, or a Medionis Drytron from your deck to your hand. So there you have it, guys. So I will be showing you guys some combos and some gameplay with this exact same deck on Master Duel. Okay guys, so this is a Drytron deck that we have. The only exception is that we added another Herald of the Orange Light instead of a Cyber Angel Ben 10, because Cyber Angel Ben 10 is limited to 1 on Master Duel. So everything else is pretty much the same. Just that Cyber Angel Ben 10 is limited to 1. Also, instead of Borderland Dragon, since it's not released in Master Duel, I just went ahead and swapped it out with Access Code Talker. Either one is great. I don't have Access Code Talker in real life, so you can play with Access Code Talker as well. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start our first duel. Let's see how this goes. Hopefully it's something good. So it looks like we're going second. Second's not bad. I prefer to go first with this deck, but second isn't bad at all. So from the looks of it, it looks like we're playing a Blue Eyes player. So trying to get some Blue Eyes in their hands. Bunch of Blue Eyes in their hands. That's what it looks like. Okay. Chaos Max. Yep. Let's see. Oh, wow. Okay. Going all in. Trade in. Man, this guy. Okay, so what do you guys think about starting off with Lightning Storm? Let's see what we have. I'm gonna place this baby down right here. Activate. Yep. It's all good in the hood, guys. We're gonna add a Drytron Nova. Drytron Nova. And we're gonna summon Thoban. Then we're gonna summon Zeta for Thoban. For Alpha, we're gonna pull Medionis. Now Alpha is gonna come in for Cyber Angel Ben 10. And we're gonna bring in him. And then we're gonna select, and we're gonna go with Vanity's Ruler. So We're gonna special summon Beta. Is that his name? Beta? Moo Beta. Moo Beta. Fafnir. Alright. We're gonna pop his effect. He's gonna send a Drytron into... Yep. Now what we're gonna do... activate Cyber Emergency. And we're gonna bring in Altis. And I'm gonna activate the Altis. Oh, I ruined it. I ruined it. I ruined the whole play. Damn. I meant to do... Oh my god. Horrible. I meant to do the, man, that was bad. That was a really bad play. I meant to do that guy. Man. I ruined my whole play, guys. Jesus. Okay. So... Damn. I'm just gonna have to go deep. Let's see. Well, we can still manage. It's not really what I wanted to do, but we'll manage. Alright. So we decided to go with Vanity's Ruler because Vanity's Ruler, it won't let them special summon anything. So this pretty much locks them out from any special summoning any cards like Destiny Hero, Phoenix Enforcer, or like any alternative dragons or chaos dragons, or pretty much anything from the graveyard, anything, they're pretty much locked out of the game. They would have to tribute summon. And I think the guy just realizes that right now. So he surrendered. So not bad, but I really ruined that play. So we'll play a second match just to see where what it looks like with like a second set of hands. I'm sorry, with the second set of hands. You know what I meant. Okay guys, so second match. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so they're choosing and we're going first. So going first, you really need to have a very good starting hand. Most of the time you have a good starting hand, but there's other times that you really don't. This is an okay starting hand. So what we can do is, this is exactly what we will do. Let's see. So we bring Alpha out, and Alpha will bring us our Ben 10. So we want Ben 10. And then we will go ahead and go into our Rastaban for Ben 10. We'll go there. And then we will bring the pain. Alright. So there's many options. I can go with very different options here. But I will go for the simple option of summoning Vanity's Ruler. If it doesn't work out, I can try again next turn. As long as I have Drytron monsters in the graveyard, then we're set to go. Let's see what he can do. If he has a Lightning Storm or Raigeki or something magical, then he probably can overcome this. But if he doesn't, then it's on to our next turn. What does this card do? You can declare one type of card and target one card your opponent controls revealed. If you do, destroy the targeted card. Declare type. So I don't think he declared the correct type. So we will. Oh, nice. Okay. So, like I was saying earlier, we can continue with Drytrons. And my man, Alpha, will bring us another Drytron monster. This time, we're gonna go for a pretty unique combo that I need to get rid of that back row. So, to get rid of that back row, I'm gonna first bring Mu Beta by XZ summoning Mu Beta. Alright, Mu Beta. So, with Mu Beta, I'm gonna drop Gamma into the graveyard. And then what we're gonna do is, let's see, activate. Who? No, so what we're gonna do here is bring out Quarantids. Is that his name? Quarantids? Quarantids? Yeah, Meteonis Quarantids. So, Meteonis Quarantids. So, another cool thing about Mu Beta is you can literally ritual summon anything from his, what do you call it? From his XC's monsters. So, Quarantids is going to get rid of that back row easily. So, I think he's figuring it out. But boom. So Quarantids is kind of like a Harpy's Feather Duster. So he had Mirror Force. Okay, so what we're gonna do here. Yeah, he gave up. He knew he was done. Alright, so we're gonna go into one more match. So we ranked up to gold 2. We're gonna go into one more match. Hopefully, we can win this one too. So, like late at night, because I'm playing late, There's a lot of Japanese players out. And that's where the real competition's at. But like I said, this is my secondary account. I only made this specifically to make these videos. We have an awesome starting hand. So this is an awesome starting hand. These are the boys. You want Alpha and Zeta. Alpha and Zeta. They're going to make magic happen. So we're playing Sunseed, Sun Avalon, I believe. Yep, Sun Avalon. Honestly, this is probably the first time I've played Sun Avalon. Let's see. All right. Okay, another alpha. So, I'm gonna go with homeboy here. I'm sorry. This whole time I thought it was Zeta. It's Gamma. It's Gamma. But it's okay. Gamma's okay. Let's see what this guy's gonna do. What is he doing? Monorama. Okay. Okay. What is going on, guys? I'm so confused, but I don't know. We'll figure something out. Bring my boy Zeta. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into Benton. Bring out my boy Zeta. We're gonna go into Meteonis. And then we're gonna go ahead and bring my boy Vanity. Let's see, Vanity. Alright. I'm not done. I don't know why, but I'm gonna risk it, guys. Let's put Mu Beta. We're gonna dump Altais. Let's dump Altais. Alright. And then we're gonna bring out let's see. So with Altais, if you show either a ritual card or a ritual spell, you can draw another card, which isn't bad. We'll go with Alpha. Altais. Bring Altais out. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in with Vanity on these two. Alright, and then we're gonna go into battle. Okay. So I guess you can't kill that tree? Is that what I'm getting? I could go into Zeus, but I'm not going to because I want Mu Beta's what are those things called? Mu Beta's material. I'm sorry. So material monsters for ritual. So he's either gonna try really hard or he's gonna surrender because he's got no other options. No. I am very confused on what this guy's doing. But this dude is super sus. I don't know. I've never played any Sun Avalon, so if you guys know, let me know what exactly or what he's trying to do in the comments below. Because, like I said, I've never played a Sun Avalon player before. And this is just a little strange for me. Nope. Yeah, I don't think he knew what he was doing. Or maybe he realized. I don't know. But there it is, guys. You guys play with Vanity's Ruler, Drytrons. You guys are going to be good. Definitely give this deck a try. Please, guys, hit that like button. Subscribe if you guys want to see more of this content. You guys know where to look. I have other videos if you guys are interested in. This is some type of new video that I'm going to start making. Maybe in the future, a little bit more deck profiles, a little bit of Master Duel. Just to, like, branch out a little with the content. But hopefully you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys have a very great day. Thank you.